business. I'm basically kind of doing this hugging an arms dealer. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not in the arms business.
Are you not?
No,
You're not here with this. You're not to do. What do you think about the arms trade fair here? We're making a film.
Very impressive. That's
Yes?
what I can tell you. If
Yeah?
you go into that hall, you'll
Amazing
be
technology.
But can I give you a hug anyway? Because you were in there.
You want a hug?
Yeah.
All right. All right, sweetheart.
Yeah. You need a hug after you've been with all those arms dealers. I'm making a film about the arms exhibition, and I basically would like to hug as many arms dealers as possible. Would you mind if I give you a hug?
Dealer.
Oh, you're not? Oh, what a shame. What do you do?
Export.
Export what?
Different goods, but not
But you're here for the arms exhibition?
Yes.
Right, okay. So,
reviewing for, let's put it this way, the individual defense.
what does that mean?
Personal protection.
Right. Right.
So learning from the big boys to teach the small boys.
Oh, okay. All right. Can we have a hug anyway?
Absolutely.
All right.
And I will tell you that I am, I will say, point blank, a libertarian.
Right. Well,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I'm coming
That's
from.
right, that's
I'm
right.
coming from that kind
I'm
of.
a Bitcoin lover. Okay. Alternative payment methods. And I believe that everything is going peer-to-peer. Okay. All markets, everything. So the same way that we are dealing now individuals to institutions to individuals, everything is going to become human to human, H to H. That's
Right.
the new paradigm, okay? So what am I doing here? I'm just learning. I'm learning, and then I'm looking for how to apply these technologies later on to individuals.
Right.
Put them on the net, sell them. Let's start with drones,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
Drone technology. So what can you do as an individual? You're there, you're freaking, and then you've got these armies, right, that are all, well, supposedly for our national defense, okay? I believe in the individual defense. So how do you teach individuals to defend themselves? Okay? And how do you create security systems comparable to those, but then for the individual? Okay?
Very interesting.
So for example, right, in a couple of years, I could see very well your father, your children fighting about who's got the biggest drone fleet. Okay? Oh, my daddy has got a bigger drone fleet than your daddy. Okay, my drones are more powerful than your drones. Okay? So, all right, so now we have got so that is being a given. So every individual will have his drones and his drone fleet and everything. So you've got to educate that individual to deal with that technology.
Right.
To defend himself and develop weapons against the drones of other families that are going to come and impinge against your privacy.
Right.
You see? So that is what I'm here about. I'm about to learn, educate myself, and then somehow transmit that knowledge to the individuals. I don't want to have corporations as customers. I will only believe in the individual. I know it's a bit sort of a darker side in the sense of the vision of humanity, because, I mean, but I don't want to compete against those people. I don't want to deal with those people. They don't bring peace to my life. Okay. So the best thing is to teach individuals.
And where can people see what you do? Have you got a website or anything? Or?
Yeah, I'm starting a website. If you give me a card, I will. Okay, because what I'm trying to do, I'm part of a sort of group of quote unquote libertarians, right? And we're all fighting for the same thing, right?
Freedom.
That is freedom, and peace, and justice for the individuals, not for a group, nothing, for the individual. And now we are humans, right? So we understand each other. We don't, we don't need to have some big judge tell me what to do or not to do. I really don't need that. I know what to do or not to do. I know I don't need to kill my fellow man. You know, I know that I've got to be friendly and helpful to people that are in hunger. I know that I've got to do that. I don't need some institution to tell me that. And that is what a lot about the Bitcoin revolution is about at its core. Okay? So
Can I ask you actually just
Sure.
briefly about Bitcoin, because I know a little bit about it,
Yeah.
and how can a person, if a person has some assets
yeah,
in terms of some, let's say, cash,
yeah.
in dollars or in pounds, what can a person do about the fluctuations in the value of something like Bitcoins? Is there anything you can do about
No,
that?
well, no. And,
Do you
and
tra- I
that's
mean,
what-
you might. I presume you trade. You buy some
I-
things
I have-
in Bitcoin, right?
Yes, I do. I do.
But
And-
if you-
but I don't. You see,
But do you not hold? You hold the Bitcoins. If you hold them, then you end up.
it depends on your
being-
value system. See, that's a beautiful, and I love to share with you my views, which are perhaps somehow unique in that sense. But I've thought a lot about the philosophical implications of what Bitcoin is. So, what we are undergoing, all of us now as humans, is a battle of different value systems. Okay, and values, including the material world, the dollar, the pound, the euro, those are all fiat currencies that belong to the material world. But we have other values. What's the value of justice? What's the value of privacy? What's the value of loyalty? What's the value of all those virtues that we humans have got? We have never really valued them independently. We have valued them against the material world. Oh, thank you, thanks a lot, here's your bonus, thanks a lot, you know. Okay, so they're translating something that is human value, into trying to give it a material value. But that's not. I mean, if I were to give you a thank you coin, maybe that has got more value to you than a pound. Because you still don't know what to do with that thank you coin, okay? But maybe if you want to express thank you to somebody else, or you need a favor or whatever, you can give him a thank you coin, and he will be just as pleased, okay? It's so, you see, we are going into different value systems, and I would not by no means advocate that you've got to get out of the pound, but just give it some more balancing. You see what I'm saying? So if you say, well, I'm 70% material, or 50% material and 50% spiritual, well, okay, so then you say, okay, the pounds that I've got, that represents my material, now how am I going to get into the spiritual coins? You see what I'm saying? And then you diversify your portfolio in terms of having more different values in your value portfolio. That's the way I would do it, because you're definitely.
I like that. I mean, you know, I like what you're saying, because what it sort of occurs to me is if you think about what the pound and the dollar represent and what they're part of, you know, they're part of a massively problematic system, the fiat currency
Absolutely.
system, and you know,
Absolutely.
and in a way, by holding some, if you've got some money, by holding some of it in Bitcoin, that is a, you know, I don't know a lot about Bitcoin, but I think what I'm hearing you say is that Bitcoin is about freedom. It's about, you know, freedom from the tyranny of these.
Absolutely.
These governments.
So who authorized the central bank to value you? Really? So suddenly they devalue the pound or they value the dollar, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they've decided that your value is less.
Yeah.
And who the hell are they? Okay? So I believe that this whole Bitcoin revolution, the people that are underneath it, every single thing around there. Yeah, okay, they're going to talk to you about some drug dealers and whatever, but that's not the essence. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can see the movement, you can see the people that are really shaping the Bitcoin environment, because it's not about the currency, the Bitcoin, it's about the protocol of the Bitcoin. Okay, so I would love. I mean, if you want, I mean, I give you my card, but if you have got your card also.
I've got a card, yeah.
Because I am looking for, you know, people that are, so.
I'm very, you know, I really enjoyed the conversation, and, you know, and this, you know, I'd be happy to collaborate with you.
Oh, thank you.
So
well,
now this is, my cards are just so bad here.
So let me give you.
Give me your card,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I'll email you.
Okay,
I'll
right.
email you.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
You can
okay.
email too, because I'll tell you something. So, for example, what am I trying to do? So this is part of the products, okay?
Yeah.
But I also want to talk about systems. So I'm creating a platform now, okay? Because my mission is to Uberize the world. Every service ought to be Uberized.
Right.
Okay? So you want to create your cleaning service. Okay, you set up your little thing, you'll have your little Uber type cleaning service. where the lady at home sitting up presses a button and says, I want you to come and clean my toilet now. Boom. The one that's closest to your place comes up, cleans the apartment, pays, settlement through credit card. Okay? So every single service can be Uberized, in other words.
Or payment through Bitcoin.
Well, wait. So that's the first thing. That's the selling of the service and the product. Then comes the payment method. And yes, eventually you would like to convert them to, Bitcoin or other currencies. Why the pound? If I want to, maybe I can pay with thank you coins. So, for example, another service. I'm telling you, you walk into a neighborhood, right? A high criminality neighborhood. Boom. Bodyguards, personalized security, right there, at that moment. So obviously, then the network becomes a sort of a trusting entity for trusting, to create trust that your service providers are, good and whatever. The same way as the Uber creates with, sanctions the drivers that they meet certain standards and whatever. So now we're talking about every single other service: cleaning services, legal services. Every type of service can be Uberized. And what's going to do that sort of mentality is going to create a lot of resistance from the large corporates, right? Because it's a completely different distribution method. So if you want to participate later on in such a development of such a network, once my application is going to be ready, I'm going to, if you want, I can contact you and say, okay, let's start here. We can start with one cleaning service, legal service, whatever you decide to do in London. It would make a difference. And then I think that those people, you're essentially making them lose power.
Right.
As soon as they lose power of the distribution, you are gaining it. Or a network of people. Actually, it's going to be a distributed power.
Great.
In the same way as Bitcoin. Now,
lovely to meet you.
Hug. Libertarian hug. There we go. Huh?
Come on, no. But if you do a hug, firstly, firstly, when you hug, right? None of this. This is not a proper hug, right? It's just like this.
Okay. All right. There we go. I love that.
God bless you.
Really love you.
Thank you.